Hiya, it's John Mansell, exboozehound. Hope you're doing okay. I think the title of this one sort of makes it fairly obvious what I'm going to talk about. I'm currently sitting in Lezo's Park, and I found a little bridge over some running water, and it's quite relaxing. I don't know whether you'll hear the running water in the background, whether that sounds nice or just wants you to makes you want to go to the toilet, like it is with me. So this vlog, as you probably can already see, is called Addiction, and the reason I'm doing it is I was just sitting there this morning. My routine in the morning is I roll my cigarettes first thing in the morning, and although obviously a very unhealthy habit, sitting there with my cup of tea and the news on and rolling the 20 cigarettes or whatever it is almost like a little bit of meditation, really. It's sort of, you're up, you're at 'em, and it's just something to focus the mind on before the negativity sets in. So I'm watching the BBC News, and 24-hour BBC News is consistent, and I spotted a headline pop up below the screen that said action on addiction, 86% rise in people asking for help, and I thought, bloody hell, that's a lot. So I had a look online, and I found a little bit more information. I sat there watching the news a little bit longer than usual because I wanted to see whether it popped up again and whether BBC News would actually do a piece about it. And a bit later on, quite later on, it did pop up again. The headline: action on addiction, 86% rise for people seeking help. Now, I would have thought that was quite an important story, but BBC News didn't do anything that I saw about that headline whatsoever in the hour and a half period that I was sort of watching all the news was on in the background. They did do, however, a very important story about the decline in hedgehogs, and they committed many minutes to these poor people out there who can't get away for their holiday this year, which is obviously really important. There's people dying, there's people losing their jobs, there's people not able to feed the kids, there's people in a whole world of trouble. But it seems this morning that the most important thing is we can't have a holiday abroad. I think BBC News, perhaps you want to rethink your priorities. But anyway, so I looked a little bit further into this headline, action on addiction, 86% rise of people seeking help, and it turns out it's Action on Addiction is a charity, and this the actual line that was on Sky News website from the 13th of February, which is what, a month and a half ago ish. It says Action on Addiction charity says it saw an 86% rise in the number of people seeking help this January compared with this time last year. Now, that sort of puts a little bit of a different slant on it, but still, if there's an 86% rise in people asking a particular charity in January to help them with their addiction issues, part of me thinks that's a positive thing, that people are asking for help. But the flip side to that, when I did my vlog the other day when I was 18 years sober, I quoted another figure that in January to September 2020 there were 5,460 deaths attributed to alcohol, which was an increase in 16%. So 16% people increase dying from alcohol issues, 86% people rise in people seeking help for addiction. Those are some quite powerful statistics. And it is good news that people are asking for help, but there's a thing that I'll probably share with this that I wrote ages ago, and it goes along the lines of they say the hardest thing to do is ask for help, and I say they're wrong. The hardest thing to do is ask for help and get none. With the way things have been over the last year or so, I'm sort of terrified as to the fallout of addiction and mental health issues. I think there's going to be an awful lot of people asking for help and getting none. It's great news that people are asking for help, and I think, to my mind, one of the reasons that people probably are asking for help is that, being a reformed addict, the only thing that got in the way of me drinking was the fact that I had to work. So my guess is that there's an awful lot of people that have been working from home or not working at all, and their evening dependence on alcohol or drugs or whatever has gone from just that, an evening dependence, to an all-day dependence. And my guess would be that, again, there's been a rise of people asking for help because we're spending more time with our families, and it's becoming more apparent that our loved ones have got a problem with their addiction. Those would be a couple of my guesses. Now, the thing earlier about the hardest thing to do is ask for help is incorrect, because the hardest thing to do is actually ask for help and get none. There's going to be an awful lot of people out there that seek help and receive none. If you are looking for help with your addiction, you can't just request it once, you can't just request it twice, you have to keep going. And this is very difficult to do if you're an addict on your own. Addicts on their own you need support, you need help, whether that be from from the NHS, the GPs, it's a place to start, or whether it's from third-party organisations like Action on Addiction and AA and many others that are out there. There is help out there, but again, as an addict, I know how difficult it is to break that addiction, and how many times we suffer a setback. And one of the important things to remember when you're trying to address your addiction is to be realistic. Be realistic about what your goals are. If you've been drinking or using drugs for the last 20 years, you're not just going to fix yourself overnight. There's a huge pattern, a huge habit, a huge way of life that you've lived for 20 years that's revolved around your addiction, whatever it be. So be realistic. One of the things I spotted on Action on Addiction sites was there was a little story about, so you didn't make it through dry January, don't beat yourself up. And that's a really key sentence in your attempt to recover from your addiction. Don't beat yourself up. If you're trying, you're trying. If you fall off the wagon, you go backwards, don't beat yourself up. Say to yourself, this is part of addiction, it's an illness, let's start again. And again, be realistic, but you need to ask for help. I was very, very fortunate in that, because I worked for an insurance broker from the age of 16, I had Bupa. If I'm honest, the NHS did close to, I was just about to swear there, bugger all to help me with my addiction, apart from leading me towards Bupa, finding out that I was in Bupa, finding out I could get private recovery, what's they call it, rehab, and I ended up spending 28 days in Woodbourne Priory in Birmingham, and I haven't drunk since, and it's 18 years on. Now, you know, I had tried lots of times before, either genuine attempts or just attempts to shut people up and get people off my back, but it's not easy, but it is doable. You know, as I said in my recent vlog, 18 years off the booze, there wouldn't have been one person that knew me at the time when I ended up in Woodbourne Priory rehab. There wouldn't be one person at all that would have believed that I would be sober for a year, let alone 18 years. So the important thing is, and I am going to shut up, you know, the important thing is it is possible. You will need help, and there's lots of different help out there. Now, you may get one set of help that doesn't help you at all. Try something else. If at first you don't succeed, try again. You know, it is important because, you know, again, that earlier statistic, you know, the increase in deaths in England and Wales, I think it was January to September 2020, something like 5,460 people, an increase of 16%. You know, at the end of the day, your addiction could quite easily kill you. Simple as that. You know, addiction is a fatal disease if you don't do anything about it, and it is up to you. Now, you may well seek help, you may well find help, you may well find that your family and friends are really supportive and really want to help you, and the help that you find will be really helpful, really useful, and it could be a lifeline. But when it comes down to it, deep down, there's only one person that can do this, and that's you. And it is a daunting thing. Be realistic. You know, don't just say, right, that's it, I'm going to stop drinking. Start cutting back. Start working out why you need to stop. Start working out how you're going to benefit from the you know, getting away from your addiction. And again, let's be honest. One of the ways you will benefit is that you don't end up dead before your time. You know, it is important. I can understand addictions and increasing and deaths increasing over this period. You know, it must have been really hard. I've been very close to drinking myself. You know, just for a break from the what's in here with the mental health issues. But it's down to you. You've got to do something about it. Seek some help. Talk to your friends and family. Talk to your GP. Talk to AA. Go to AA. Find online. There's so many organisations online. Find the one that's right for you and keep at it. You know, at the end of the day, my guess is an awful lot of you will be drinking or drugging or whatever, and you're not even enjoying it anymore. It's just something that you have to do to get by. And if it is something that you have to do to get by, to survive, then there's something wrong. So do something about it now and get some help. It's doable. I'm 18 years sober. I know other people who have done great things, you know, even if they stay 6 months sober, or a year sober, or 2 years sober, 3 weeks sober, it doesn't matter. You have to start somewhere. And now is the time to start. You know, there's going to be a huge legacy from COVID, and the government and the NHS and adult social care and other organisations are going to have to step up, because if they don't step up, the pandemic will just carry on killing people, even if we get past COVID, because people will be killing themselves with their addictions and various other things. So do something about it, find some help. You do need help, you can't do it alone. Please share this vlog if you can. Subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you soon. Enjoy the good and ride out the bad, and you can do it, promise you. See you later. Bye bye.